They showed up.
They sure did.
At least
After last week,
they
how
got
could
my
they not
email.
show up?
I hate that it was probably confusing again. But I just didn't want to run into the same thing with John and his schedule and not being able to get logged in. So I chose just to send out my own link and call it good. So how was everybody's week? Good?
Good.
I was so sick last week.
You said you were sick?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I've still been trying to get my affiliate links.
okay.
I've used different browsers. It just shows a box. There's no yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which links in particular are you trying to find?
Well, I'm hoping to share the Quantum AI Suite with some people. They've been asking about it. And I did one of my shows on it, so I'm thinking that'd be a good one to.
Did you go to the Act instead of Quantum one?
Oh, let's try that.
Yeah, I can share my screen as well, Pam, and go.
So there's like 4 or 5 of them here now. There's 5. Act Fast Track, Act Live 3, Event Bundle, Act Marketing Protocol, Support and Mentoring. Oh, and then there's more. When you scroll down there's a menu in Kartra.
Under your affiliates, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like together now, right? The Act and the Quantum come together.
I thought there was.
So are they there now, Pam? Are you good to go?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know which one to even pick. There's
without looking at them, I mean, what I've done even in my own affiliate stuff is just copy and paste it in the browser and see what pops up.
But there's nothing to copy paste. It's just a box when I'm in Quantum, and now that I'm in Act, it's a drop down menu, and I don't know which one to pick out of those Act. I mean, I can share a screen if you'll allow it, but
I think you should be able to.
Okay, let's see. Nope, disabled.
Disabled. All right.
Yeah, I don't want to take up the whole thing, but
no, you're good. So we don't have 2 hours worth. I can tell you that, unless I get long-winded. So I was going to open it up with questions, and this is good. This could probably help somebody else out if they're wondering the same thing and maybe don't ask. So if you want to share, that'd be great, and we'll walk through it real quick.
Let's see. Oh, looks like I can now. All right, and I'm in the browser. I don't have so it's gonna look weird at first.
That's okay.
All right, so everybody can see like this, us?
Yeah, I can see me.
So here's the yes, here's the affiliate thing. See how many acts? I don't know which one.
Ah, gotcha. I see what you're saying.
And when I'm in Quantum.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Quantum because that won't have it in there.
See, but he showed it, and see, this is all I get. It looks like, oh, there should be stuff there, and I think this one, yeah, see, there's a link there, but I don't even know what that is.
Well, that's the JV link, so that would be good for any products. Your JV is what supersedes all of your affiliates. So if you become a JV and somebody becomes an affiliate with your JV link, so let's say you run into somebody, Pam, and they're like, "Hey, can I do this?" You're like, "Yeah, sounds good." You would want to send them your JV link. That way, anything that they purchase, you would get 10% of. Anything that they do with affiliate. So it's kind of
there's more than just Johnson here. I mean, I've got, from Tim, Simple Easy. But I think I get the same thing. There's a link there. Look at that.
Yeah, go to the just keep scrolling on that. And
well, I think these are alphabetical, so Act is at the front.
Yeah, go back. I believe it's the nope. That one.
This one?
Uh-huh.
We'll see. Oh,
go to the link there. No, go to my link again. Yep.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have links.
Huh?
All right. Yeah, this is what I was looking for, but
That's okay. And then scroll
you.
down. I want to make sure because there's
Oh,
I think I'm not sure if he merged it with the affiliate links, but I believe that they get both. They get access to both. If you scroll all the way down, um, there you go. Act Quantum 50/50. There you go.
that's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Excellent.
it.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked because there's probably somebody else on here that's wondering the same thing and hasn't asked. So that's all good.
And at first, I had no idea because I'd never seen Kartra affiliate links ever
Yeah.
before. So
Well, I would tell you in that light, I mean, I was at the Small Business Expo last week, yesterday, and here in Columbus, and quantum, I mean, just talking about it, people are blown away. And I was actually talking to some folks that were in their 20s. So these are people that literally for the last 5 years have grown up. I'll say grown up in the tech world. And it's kind of their thing more than it is ours, I think. But we're the digital marketers, so we probably we know more. But these guys were blown away at like the quality of quantum because they've seen it all too. They've seen a lot of the apps that are just generic and stuff. So when I pulled up
yeah.
like what all was involved in quantum, I was able to share my affiliate right there. So keep that in
So are you
mind.
in Columbus, Ohio?
Yes. Yep.
Ah, my mom lives there. I have tons of family in Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. I'm it's been a little bit rainy here lately, so I need to be in
You don't
Huntington.
say. It's Ohio.
These are the weeks that you go, man, I could easily be in like Tennessee or Florida or California or something. So, oh,
Yeah,
good.
but you got green. It's always green there.
Yeah. I will say the fall is I'm a fall baby too, and fall is hard to beat here. 70, 80 degrees and just the landscape with the trees and stuff, but that's something you probably grew up with. Some people are like, screw that, the beach is my thing. So that's probably you California folks, right?
Nope,
So,
I grew up there. I grew up in Northern Ohio.
okay, cool. Cool, cool. Well,
Yeah.
anybody have any questions? Hopefully the link was a little bit easier this week, and at least you were forewarned that this was the link we're going to use. I looked into, I forget who said it last week, something about the host key, and it makes sense, but then there's still a verification piece that I got to get unlocked whenever John gets back for me to be able to just use his account without verification and all that kind of stuff. So I figured rather than trying to mess everybody up again, I'll just send a separate link. So Arba's got questions. I love it. Yes, Arba, how can I help you?
Yes, hey Brady. It's more of a request. It's
Huh?
something that you can pass on to John.
Yeah.
Um, and I know that you'll understand it, but not everybody else will, but it can be used outside of it. Anyway, alignable
Uh-huh.
and alignable recommendations are like really key with alignable. And I watched a webinar that talked about doing rock star um, recommendations, and it gave a formula. And to me, when soon as you say a formula, that means you can write code. So if you could maybe pass on, it would be awesome if we could be able to just plug in a few items into a code prompt and come out with a rock star recommendation.
Now, with the recommendation, is that like recommendation for who to connect with on Alignable? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, no, no. Like, when you meet with, well, I'll say for me, especially,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm more of a technical person and I use AI a lot to humanize me. That's what
Yeah.
the joke I say,
Yeah.
AI humanizes me.
Right.
So, when I have a one-to-one with people, I get a lot of recommendations. They write recommendations for me because
Right.
in person I'm a whole different person. I can express myself
Yeah.
verbally. But when it comes to writing,
Right. Right
I'm
on the
kind of
fly.
like, yeah. Ah.
Okay. I
And
got you. That makes
so
sense now.
yeah, that's what I would like. I would love I have received recommendations that I'm just like, oh my God, really? That's what they think about me? You know? And then, but then I sit down to try to write a recommendation for them. And then I'm just like, oh, where do I start?
Right.
And so that's why I'm saying this is beyond alignable. This can be used for LinkedIn recommendations, any kind of
Yeah.
social media reviews, anything like that, where you're really trying to write, a good review.
Got it. What are some things that you feel like should be in any recommendation? What are some foundational things? And maybe this won't be
Um,
for everybody, but I'm just speaking to you, Arba.
well, give me a moment. That's what I was saying. I mean, you can go on to someone else while I find it. Oh, here it is. I
Yeah.
found it. I found it. He did a great presentation, and it makes so much sense
Yeah.
that of here's really like the formula to write a rock star recommendation. Hold on a second. Okay, so what should be included in that? Okay, number one, wait a minute, I don't want to tell you to go too far. Okay, the three psychological factors that people, when you read any kind of review or recommendation, how did you meet? Number two, why you connected with them. So how did you first meet and why, what made you connect with them? And then what resulted in the confidence of you feeling that they needed a recommendation or that made you write that recommendation? So that's the know, like, trust is basically, I'm kind of like going through these quick examples. So each of the examples he gave, after he gave the examples, I was like, oh, that does make sense of how
Yeah.
he gave the examples. Like back to the know, like, trust, like he could say, like I could say, I met Brady when he did an Internet Dominators presentation. So that's the know. And then the
Yeah.
like is immediately after listening to him present, I could tell he knew what he was talking about or knew, or whichever. And then the third is why you trust them. So I looked at his website or I looked at his work or
Yeah.
whichever. And, so it may sound simple,
Yeah.
but if I could prompt come so that it
Well,
doesn't sound the same, for everybody, it'd be nice to do some kind of prompt.
well, I don't know about everybody else, but I think last week I even said, and I think a lot of people have said this, like AI for me is a way that I don't do monotonous tasks or things that literally like I'm sitting there like I know what I want to say or I know what I want to do, but it's either going to take a while and I'll just go to it some other time, or like you're saying, like that writer's block where I kind of know what I want to say.
Or the funds were for the raw materials purchased for contracts, that if we could
I
figure
thought Brad
out,
had something to say.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
We'll get back to Brad. He's wheeling and dealing over there. I do have something to present to Brad, so hopefully he is watching. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think like even just something like that is maybe as simple as it may seem. You're gonna like, oh, well, you can just, write something pretty quickly, or, you can use chat each time you want to do that. But if you just had a GPT that you just put in the name of the person, I'm trying to think of the prompts or the inputs, probably just the name of the person and then those three things or whatever that you
How
input.
about because I screenshotted that presentation because I asked if I could get it, but then I got the runaround, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, no problem. I'm screenshotting it.
Yeah.
So I will send it, I will send it to you
Yeah.
as a PDF. And I think it's great. I mean, literally, I think the information that was on those slides, it's prompt because
Yeah.
that's the way he did it, and it was just he left blanks in there like this is what
Yeah.
you do and you just fill in the blanks. So
Yeah.
Brady, if I could add something to that,
Yeah.
I've been in the last couple of weeks here looking at a lot of packages that allow you to write reviews. You can sell as a service to your clients. The issue I have with each one of them, A, is the cost. They're fairly expensive on a monthly basis. And B, if you want to do a review, write a review for a client, and you want it to go to Facebook, X, and Google, you have to do it 3 times. What I would really like would be a bot that allow us to set up the post, add a video or image, and have it post to multiple social media accounts, because it's such a waste of time. The difficulty is, like with image or video, none of them seem to be standard on the size requirement for the video or image. So if you could enhance that to the point where, based on where it's being posted, it would adjust the size of the image or video, that would be fantastic. And
So being able to
that
copy
would be
and
worth
paste.
extra money to me to pay you guys to do that on a monthly, pay you on a monthly basis, like an affiliate fee.
Yeah.
The lowest price one I've seen so far is around $65 per client.
Interesting.
So that's something to think about.
So you're saying the text and stuff is obviously pretty easy to copy and paste, but the pictures,
Right? Yeah, you could
and
do
the
that.
videos and stuff need to be formatted per, whatever
Right.
size. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
I think that would be a good market for you as you or the company as an added product.
got it. I'll have to dig into that when John gets back. That's might be a little bit not over my head, but
I'll
little
send
more-
you a
little
link to
different.
the one I've been the most recent one I've looked at. Seems to be the best, but it doesn't do the multi-post. So I'll send that to you.
Pam, you said GHL has it?
In a platform like Go High Level and probably something like Kartra, but Tim would know that, you can set up a social media act, and you integrate all your social medias first. That's going to be a login and password once you tap on the things. They do not have X anymore. I don't know if anybody will integrate with X. And then you write your post once and you send it to, like, I can do like 12 at once. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Does it allow video and pictures?
Yes. Oh yeah, I do video every week. A picture is included with my other weekly thing. Yeah. And Go High Level, it has a media, video and picture thing, and you just pick it from the media. The media.
Okay, thank you. I'll look at that. I will still send that website to you, Brady.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and Arba, if
Kartra,
you can send
do you
anything
know Kartra, Brady? I don't know Kartra.
I mean, I don't know everything about Kartra for sure, but I know that Mrs. Delphire just put something in as far as the Sotellus, and I don't know much about that specific product. But if somebody knows more with the Sotellus product, it's something that is on our website. But it's something that John has recommended as a product for referrals and stuff. You might check that out, Daryl. Is there any more elaboration on that? Does somebody know more about Sotellus? No. Mrs. Doubtfire, do you have any more thoughts on that? Is that hit every nail that Daryl's looking for? Mrs. Doubtfire, she can't speak today. No, that's fine. You might check that out, Daryl. I just clicked on it to see, and obviously it does talk about referrals, but obviously I'm not gonna. We can dive through it on this call if you guys.
I will check that. I'll check out Go High Level. It's been recommended to me before, not specifically for this, but more of a inclusive marketing package.
Yeah.
So I'll see what the price is and if it makes sense to pay for the bundle just to get the one feature.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hey, no problem. Sorry I couldn't be more of help, but I'm sure somebody would have the answer out there for you for sure. I can run it by John again when he gets back too and see if the dev team would be able to put something.
Never
I was
hurts
in
to
the
plant the
kitchen. What
seed.
was the question, Brady?
I'm sorry?
I was in the kitchen. What was the question? What was that?
Do you know much about the Sotellus product that we have access to for an affiliate link?
I don't. What are you trying to do? Is what I was trying. I missed before that.
Oh,
Daryl,
I'm
if you want to
looking for
explain
a
it real quick.
package that allowed me to post the same post, same video, same picture to multiple social media sites in one step. Instead of having to post three three different size images, three different size videos.
Yeah, I don't know about whether Sotellus does that or not. I know
Yeah.
Pam knows the Go High Level. I think they have something in there you can do it with.
Yeah.
There was another one that was out like, I thought that Franken did something like that too, did it, or no?
Yeah, Frank and AI will post, but he's looking for more of like something to do referrals with, right, Daryl? Is that what you said?
Post recommendations.
No.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, yeah, I don't use those social media tools like that, so I wouldn't know that, but
Right.
I thought it
Does
was.
does Carter have a social media?
No, they do not.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that's gonna, if you're wanting to post within one integration or one dashboard, you're having to go into 3 different platforms at the same time. Again, I think that's above my tech skills, but I'm sure John could at least dissect it and understand whether it's feasible for us or if there's a product or something out there.
Right.
But that's a good question though. If anybody comes across anything like that where you can easily post one picture, one video with the text included to, you know, you're saying the person's profile, the same person's
Right.
profile 3 times, like 3
Mm-hmm.
different places.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Are you talking about posting to theirs, Daryl? Because that means you have access to their login and
Well,
password
if somebody,
on that platform.
I guess I'm kind of covering 2 different things there.
Okay. All right.
One,
So, like inside of Meta, I know inside of Meta you can post to both to all of Meta's platforms from a Meta dashboard, that's the only thing I ever use is the Meta dashboard because don't really care to be on X anymore. And LinkedIn, I mean, I've never done LinkedIn. No.
Yeah, the Meta
it
dashboard.
varies client by client.
Yeah, I mean, you could post to Facebook and Instagram through Meta. What else is there to post to through Meta, Tim?
I think they do. You can do something with WhatsApp in there as well, and
Yeah.
Threads, which is their new thing of
Threads.
new off of Instagram. So
Yeah. And most likely
Yeah.
with people in the small business world or whatever clientele that you're talking about, they, Instagram and Facebook would probably cover it. But as far as the X and stuff,
yeah, I mean, and I pay 2 different companies, Daryl, to do stuff for me, and they both do something different anyway. I got one guy who does stuff for me on LinkedIn because that's what he does, automated LinkedIn. That's all he does. And I have another guy who does all he does is automated Instagram. And I pay them both a fee each month, and they take care of that. And does it match? It doesn't match. When I want to do something that matches, I use Meta's professional or business dashboard, and I go in and set it up for 5 days, and it'll post the exact same post on Facebook and Instagram. The other one you might want to look into, I don't know if it's still up there, but if this then that, which basically if this then that was I think it was like ITTTF or something like that.com. They did to where if I posted it to my Facebook, they actually have automations that will post it, take what your post from Facebook and put it on other packages one by one. You could set up automations to go. In the old days, we used to put a blog post up, and it would put a post on. It would make a YouTube video out of it. It would take every piece of content and rotate it around.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think something like that's going to be more along the lines of what you're talking about because I think Meta won't do what you're wanting to do where you're posting on their social media as a recommendation from you. If that's what I'm getting from you, Daryl, I haven't heard of a program out there that can do that, but I'm sure with anything with AI, you can do whatever you want nowadays. But
They don't have you guys working for them though. There you
oh,
go.
man.
As
Yeah, I'll
John
have
says,
to,
what do you need?
right? Yeah, what do you need, right? That's
Also,
funny.
I listen to a lot of webinars while I work, and I've been hearing a lot about these posting platforms that the social media platforms are not liking them, meaning that there used to be a lot of these platforms that would do the posting. It would post out to all of them, and it seems like the more they develop these solutions to do that, the more the social media platforms are blocking it. Like they know that you're using an automated posting program, so just be cautious of that. I'm no expert on it, but sometimes you can pay a lot of money or get these things to do your automated posting, and it's like AI talking to AI, and the AI is like, I know you're an AI. I'm not letting you on here. I'm not letting you post, so just be careful of that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the caution, Arba.
What
Yeah.
about Franken AI? Didn't Franken AI have something like that where, does it just generate all your posts for the different social medias?
Yeah, so Franken AI is you having access to a specific profile, and then obviously if you're a social media person and you're running a bunch of people's accounts, you would have the IDs and stuff to do that with their accounts also. But from what I saw with Franken AI, and actually some of the posts back in December, January, if they seemed a little salesy, I was just playing around with some stuff. It was like, talking about quantum and stuff. But I did get it to work to what it posted to Instagram and Facebook on Internet Dominator's page, but it's not going to go out and post on somebody else's. Kind of Daryl was wanting something that could post on somebody else's page on their Facebook and their Instagram and their X account all at once with the same picture, same text, same recommendation per se, is kind of what he started the conversation with. Franken AI will not do that, but it will take, say, Daryl's Facebook page and Instagram. And once you put a picture and you can start, it'll basically create content for you. I will say that Franken AI is, it's a little generic in some of the content that it creates. You're going to want to go through maybe and tweak a little bit, which in my opinion kind of defers or defeats the point of like 365 days. But when you talk about like what Arba was talking about of just that monotony of having to go through line by line or, post by post, it'll spit out all that content and you're like, oh, that's good, but let's tweak this here. And then you have a whole week's worth of stuff or a whole month's worth of stuff ready to go and it's already ready to schedule. That's what Frank and I can do. So it's not specifically for what Daryl's wanting as far as like putting a recommendation on the same text, same post, same recommendation on somebody's, personal social media or business page. But I don't know anything out there that's able to do that, but I'm sure it's probably coming or somebody's working on it right now. But Frank and I is a very slick product, but it is something you will want to pay attention to. It's not just, sling it out there and let it do what it wants because it is AI. So you need to babysit it a little bit. So, but
Thanks.
And I do want to clarify that for anybody who's maybe thinking like, oh, Arba, that is pitiful, letting chat write your recommendation. But I just have to say, I would rather use AI to help me write a recommendation than not, because that's the position I'm in right now, is that I'm not, because I'm not good at it. So I'd rather have something help me than to not.
let's talk about that. It's funny you say that because with Tombster last week, I've been looking at just some other things out there that you see some of these song creators and stuff on social media, and I'm like, oh, cool, let's see what this is about. And not patting myself on the back. I've learned from John. I've learned from a lot of these people as far as prompting and having creating GPTs and stuff. But what I showed you guys last week, as far as getting extremely personalized with the prompt to where that prompt I can insert a PDF in and it automatically spits out a title, the lyrics based on the Google form or the Jot form of all the answers that the client gave me and the style description of the artist and the song title. Have yet to see anything out there. Like the closest I've seen is something that's like put the name of the person, what's the occasion for them, and do you want their name or the occasion in the song? Like, do you want it talked about, like birthday or wedding or whatever, or just say it's mom and no birthday, it's just because or something. And I say that because I was reading some of the comments on one of the products. And believe me, if you're on here and maybe you're still mad at me from last week because you hate AI taking over the music industry, I have news for you. I did some research with Perplexity and Chat both, and from what I gathered, close to 60% of musicians out there are using AI. Now, they may not be using it specifically to write every single lyric, but they're using it on stage on performances. They're using it to produce. And just like us, why not? Like digital marketers aren't going to say, oh, it's going to take my job, AI. No, it's going to increase your job. It's going to amplify your job. And like John's been saying for almost a year now, if you're not using AI, you're going to get ran over. You can't sit on the tracks, right? So it doesn't mean that it takes the creativity. Here's what it does, in my opinion, Arbor, and maybe some, 40 producers hop on with me and I get 8 alive, but I would still stand my ground that, listen, you can critique the lyrics. All AI is an amplifier. Musicians and songwriters get writer's block as well. How cool would it be that you have AI as an assistant, that you're thinking of something, that visionary inside of you is like, here's what I want to say, but gosh, I'm like, smoke's coming out of my ears. I can't think about it. And then AI says something that you're like, that's what I needed. And you don't put line for line what the AI said for the song or for the prompt or for the recommendation. You tweak it to be Arba or Connie or Brady or Teresa, but it's like you now have unlocked so much more. I've been thinking about like classes and things that I could teach, my kids just for homeschool with chat and AI and the homeschool community. If you guys know that community, you got to watch what you say in there because, AI is the devil in some communities. So I have to watch what I say to certain people. But to me, understanding AI and how it works, it's like, do you use Google? And they're like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, you use AI, it's not the same type of AI. Like AI is taking what Google has out there and giving it to you as information. Like it's an assistant. It's how you use it. It's either good or bad. Drugs are the same way. So I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but it's a conversation that I think we're going to continue to have. I mean, I think the same conversations rolled out whenever credit cards came out. Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my information online. Well, it's the same thing when I was in college freshman year. Facebook wasn't even a thing. When I got one home that whole year, mom would tell me to get off my phone. Now I can't get my mom off her phone. And I could care less about Facebook. It's like the adoption phase. The same thing with crypto. We're going to see all that. So the AI thing, people are just going to be butthurt. But if you're an artist, man, whether even if it's painting, even if it's um, musicians, whatever it is, like it is an amplifier. It is gasoline to your fire. And if you have the edge of being a creative writer for recommendations or for creating music or whatever, I think the argument is, what are you using it for? Are you in your heart know you're genuinely copywriting, or are you actually using it to help you get through writer's block or to help you be even more creative with what you think you would like to write? So maybe a little side note there. Maybe it's a little passion that I got like through. That's why social media sometimes I just can't get on it because there's just people that just say things and I'm like, why'd you open your mouth? But several people I saw that had been in producing for 40, 50, 60 years were like, this is amazing. Like this has helped me in so many ways become a better songwriter because I don't have writer's block anymore. Like I'm like have so many ideas. So I think the same thing with any other thing you guys put your mind to, especially even the recommendations, Arbor. So I feel you. I said all that right there, Arbor, to say I feel you. Even though you have some writer's block and recommendations, I had some writer's block with some of the songs and stuff, but
Well, thank you.
it's a very powerful tool. So what
And
did
I'm
Tim say?
working on this PDF. You'll get it shortly.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna try to. I have a white label form of Quantum that I've been fooling around with some homeschool apps, and I'll try to see if I can put it together. And then if it's good enough, I'll see if John can copy it into an app, or he can throw it away and build his own, and put it in Quantum side. I don't have the access to do that inside of Quantum. What does Tim say? If money was that evil, Satan would have given it. Yeah. True, very true. All right. Well, along with prompts and not taking a bunch of time to have prompt block, maybe that's what I'll call it, or how do I get this thing to do what I want it to do? Let's dive into a few apps. Does anybody else have any more questions? We're gonna roll through just a few examples. I'm gonna have some people actually help me with this rather than me thinking of everything and doing it what I would do. I want somebody to help me out on some of this. We're gonna go through a couple of the different new apps in Quantum and have some fun. So let me share my screen. For whatever reason, Quantum was giving me a little bit of a hiccup earlier today. I don't know if that happened to anybody else, but let's just pray that doesn't happen. Why did that do that? Everybody see Quantum still? No?
Not now. Now,
There we
yeah,
go.
there it is.
We're good? Yeah, some reason the picture where all you guys are. I think it's really weird when you share your screen and you can't see anybody, so I'm trying to get you guys back up on the screen.
Yeah,
You can reduce
Zoom's
it.
very weird about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't present a whole lot. I used to do a lot more within a sales role and training, and I'm okay with pictures or videos off, but when you can't see anybody, it's like, are you
If,
guys there?
if you ever get, I don't know if you have multiple screens, but there is a multiple screen tab inside of Zoom that it'll put what you're doing on your main screen and your people on another screen. But then if you use that mode, it will take the person who's speaking will be on your main screen and everybody else is going on your side screens. It's weird, but it's a unique way if you have two screens.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
one more thing to try, Brady.
Yeah.
Can you see your Zoom? Because I do a lot of presentations. Can you see your Zoom menu? You know, where you do the share, you turn your thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you see more?
Yeah.
And there should be something, and it's probably turned off where it says hide video panel.
Yeah.
If you click it, then that's how you see us.
Yeah. So you're not hidden. I can see you now. So if I click it, it would hide it. Okay.
Correct.
And then
And so
hide floating menu controls. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
correct. So sometimes depending on your setting, well, because you're probably trying to share with video, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're?
Yeah.
So automatically when you share with video, share your screen, it's automatically going to turn off our videos, but that's how you can turn it back on, is you
Gotcha.
have to manually say you want to.
I'm gonna make sure the sound's clicked. I don't think I have anything that requires sound today, but Brad Burnell, I don't know if you're still on your sales call. It took me longer. I'm sorry. It took way longer than I anticipated, but the AA site is refreshed. It's not perfect, probably. I'm sure you could do a lot better job, but it is refreshed. We'll go through that here in a little bit if anybody wants to. But I tried to revamp it and make more sense of it, clean some stuff up, delete some stuff, and then redid a couple videos and things too. So let's do this. Does anybody else hate prompting stuff? I feel like if you're talking to chat all day, all you're doing is prompting a machine. So Prompt Meister, or Maestro, I should say, allows us to take a prompt that your writer's block won't let you create and ask you a few input questions here on the left-hand side, and then you can input that into Act Imager. You can use the Hero Image Pro. You could dive it into Clipster or Vidco. This here, as you guys saw up here on the left or top here. So let's does anybody want to help me out? Does anybody want to get a free image? We'll create it for you. Teresa, you want to help me out? Anybody? Arba? We can roll through, it doesn't matter. What is the main thing in the image? Main focus. Anybody have anything? If I was to, go ahead.
I'm always good for space exploration, so.
There you go. All right, well, let's do it. Subject, main focus. What's the main thing you want in your image, Pam?
Starry background.
What's that?
Oh, background type is the next one. Interesting.
Yeah. This is like, you know, if you wanted somebody to look like they just accomplished something, that like they're the main picture, main person with their hands in the air or whatever.
Okay. All right.
I got one if you need some.
Go for it.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Arbor.
Because this is what I've always wanted is let's say a web designer. So the main subject is a person working on a computer.
Okay. Male or female, doesn't matter?
Female, of course.
Huh? You said female?
Female.
Lioness. All right. Background.
Office, an office with a lot of computers, monitors. Yeah, office with a computer, multiple monitors. Yeah, multiple monitors. Oh, you said lots of computers. Well, no, a computer, multiple monitors.
All right. Well, it should be lots of computer monitors, so it should be good.
Okay. Some does this food on the food, remnants of food on the desk.
Food cemetery.
Yeah, like yeah, food and coffee mugs. I'll bless the computer. No, I don't really want to think. I don't really want people to think I work like that, but that's the truth. No.
So what Art was describing here is her office. She's looking around right now, describing her office.
Yeah. Oh, in that case, microphone, like a podcast microphone.
Yeah, let's load it up. Let's see how good it can get, right?
Oh, okay.
Food
You didn't take your
remnants.
socks off and lay on the end of the desk too, did you? I'm just curious.
Say that again.
Take your stockings off your socks and lay them on the edge of the desk too.
Who says I even have any clothes on? That might be why.
Okay, so we're gonna scatter your clothes on the desk now. I see where this is going.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
funny.
that should be
That should be
that'll
good.
work.
You don't need like mold spores, growing somewhere or anything.
Nah, I'm still looking good over here.
Dirty
Just my
floor. You need
yeah.
dirty floor. There we go. All right, background effect. Sharp and clear, slightly out of. So we want that to be sharp and clear for sure. We got to make sure we
Okay.
see all of that, right?
Yeah.
The style, cartoonish,
I
cyber.
want
What's cyberpunk?
That's a great question. You want to give it a word?
Go for it. Yeah, we'll go for it.
I don't know. I guess somebody could probably Google it real quick or chat
We
it.
will figure it out, all right?
Color palette. Let's do vibrant, bright. We want to see every speck of dust. Lighting, dramatic.
Okay.
Let's do dramatic. And then do we want this to be like straight on? We want this from behind, like what you're seeing? We want this as a side view, an aerial, or a wide shot would probably be the best to get the whole thing.
Yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, wide shot.
All right. Any other options? We want,
Um,
a rain outside on the window for a dreary day. I don't, whatever.
no, it's gonna be sunny out. That's why this woman's crazy. She's in here working hard and it's sunny outside. How about children peeping through the window? Although my kids are grown, but
How about all of our
the neighbor
makeup
kids
dripping off? I think that would be yeah.
what was
it's
that?
It's the neighbor homeschool kids looking in.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I don't think we have to have anything in here. It's optional. But if you need anything else,
Yeah, we'll leave that.
centered. Yeah, whatever. Let's
see what we get with that.
So it's gonna spit out two different.
It's gonna make you fill in that field.
Yeah, it's not generating, I don't think, Brady. It's
really?
for something.
Yeah, you have to put something in that field.
I bet
any specific instructions are key. Oh, it says optional though.
Yeah, it might have. When you have optional and when you're prompting these and creating them, you can accidentally uncheck it and it actually makes it unoptional or
well, just say no text. I guess no text. That looks like it's an
yeah, because sometimes with some of the AI stuff out there, still there's some weird text if it gets too close and you see up close, unless you specifically like one of my favorite things to do with Act Imager is actually say, if I need like a thumbnail or some type of a skin of a something cover, I'll just put in there like a fancy wooden sign or a fancy metal sign that says in quotations whatever I want it to say, and it usually does a pretty good job. But if you just say a computer screen that says this or that, it tries to make it up and it doesn't always do the best. You got to go into
right. It doesn't spell check.
Right. Yeah. All right. So cyberpunk, I forgot about that. So the main prompt, I'll be completely honest, if people can dissect this. I didn't explain this in the tutorial that I sent to John, but there is a main prompt and then an enhanced prompt. This one here just sounds a little bit more drastic, which I think what we're going for right now. We want to use the enhanced prompt. But this is just kind of a little bit more laid back and not as detailed, but we're going to use the enhanced prompt. So we're going to take the enhanced prompt. We're going to go back into the Act Imager, which I believe I haven't seen anything else out there. Maybe somebody else has for a prompt for this. This is something that I'm putting together for crossing my fingers that we do a Act Quantum 2.0, if anybody has been using Act before, but using quantum are still a little fuzzy in how we make acting quantum rock and roll and, create something from it. This is something that I was doing for John and I to.
Put it into a 16.9, 16 by 9, and I'll give it a wider aspect.
Yeah, we
I
did the
love that
wide
image.
shot.
That's a great image. The marketing clarity, the freedom.
Okay. I don't know if I can find the prompt, I'll find it, but I was like, wow.
You
and
can
it
click
actually
on it
spelled
and it'll give you the prompt.
Man, I'm just telling you what.
No, the second one over. It's click back where you were. That one right there. It'll tell you the prompt.
Well,
You could just copy. You could have just clicked
I'm
copy
telling you
prompt.
what. I know,
You
Arba.
can
I always like to take the hard way.
But you can see how much I use the imager.
I'm a man. We're hard-headed, okay?
No, just not detail oriented.
I mean, hey
There you
Brady,
go.
until you've actually gotten to the point where you've used it so much in one night that it shut you down for 12 hours. You've not used it.
Oh no. This act imager, I run ragged. It shuts me down and has that 4-hour thing all the time. Because I'll just have holy cow.
Those kids are coming through the window.
Oh my goodness, that's like Children of the Corn right there.
Yeah.
Well, we did say peeking through. Maybe we
I
could
know, maybe outside. They're outside peeking through the window. But well, the only thing is that woman's not working on the computer. She's like, why you got all them computers?
Well, let's go back and see
Oh,
if
you can. I use that blog there for a blog post right there. That's
work. Yeah. That's a work smarter, not harder.
I wonder if the way that we said things could have been tweaked a little bit. No, I didn't save it all, did it?
Oh, that's not a good thing. Right there, cyber.
Yeah, but it didn't save.
It should. You could
you edit and see if it comes up.
Well, that's interesting, but it did.
Yeah.
Or maybe we don't know how to use it right, because if it saves it down there, you would think it would put it back in the prompts so you can edit the
I wonder.
Oh, click.
Yeah, that's just going to copy that though. Yeah, I'm not sure. That might be something that we have to look at, but I didn't know about the active. I guess I didn't really.
Well, edit it in the imager, because we could probably edit it there.
There's a good point to that. Now that you have the prompt, you can now tweak the prompt by itself. Which is what I did with filming the scene. I did John's.
No, just paste it.
Figure of John's. That's what I did. Was I just kept tweaking the prompt.
Yeah. Oh, remember you could have used the blue button.
Oh my goodness.
So go back up where she's working.
To spend a day with Arba, I'll be tip-top shape.
A focused female coder is immersed in her work. So she should be. Oh, so that's why we didn't read that. It says immersed in her work. Yeah, so just put, and then something about the children, they need to be outside.
I've used this imager myself on a couple websites, and typically if you just create a new one, it corrects the issues that you have.
How about that? Peeking in outside the window. Let's see if it does it again. Let's see what happens.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. See, we can see the other ones you have. You got little kids.
Yeah, heads. So I'm
that's a little spooky.
Yeah, this is actually for an audiobook that I'm putting together. This was
yeah, you did that one in the other video.
I did.
Yeah, this was one of the
gentleman on the computer. I did something similar to that for an info product the other day.
Yeah, this was man, I forget. This one here was for the instant anthem, which is like the DFY for the call. This is what I ended up using for something. I don't know.
Yeah, for the
I have
training.
So much fun with this. And they're still in the office. What's the deal?
Yep.
Peeking.
outside, children outside, curious
Peeking
children.
in from the outside of the window.
Well, that's what it said.
That's what he had. But
Yep.
it should
Yeah.
say curious children outside, curious children outside.
Yeah. She's typing on the keyboard, but there's no monitor in front of
Oh,
her.
Well, she's looking at the screen to her left.
no, she's looking at those kids peeking in the window, those kids hanging out on the windowsill.
Hey Brady, I got a question. Do you know if you can have like a real photo in there? Like say you have a website, can you add a URL of the image of a website and have that product show up in that picture there?
No, I don't think so. This is all newly generated. Are you saying like inside, like if you wanted your picture on like that computer screen for like your
Yeah.
specific website?
Yeah.
No, you'd want to Photoshop that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure AI will get to that. I do know like with some of the green screen type stuff, like CapCut has the app that some of that stuff happens where, but it isn't like you're generating it and then you put like you're not really designing it. It's just templates and stuff. But that's more for like promos and things.
So I guess a better example would be you have a product image and you want to change the background of that product image.
Oh, we're gonna touch on that. That's Retouchify. That's in here
Oh,
too.
cool.
Yeah, we'll do that after this. I think you guys get the idea because then you can take stuff like this that you obviously like and kids aren't peeking in the window and all that stuff. Creepy. There you go. I guess I guess they just
There you go.
in the room with mom. It looks like I don't know.
Yeah. Something about that window thing. And it says no text and there's still, I don't know what the styling up there. They just don't want to put those kids outside.
Yeah, they're trying to tell us something.
Yeah.
With a sunlit window framing children playing outside. Let's try one more time and then
But we get it. That's
yeah, we can take
cool.
this, we can actually take this into Retouchify and there's two different things. So you can use the images that you've already created, or you can actually do something like this where you're prompting it inside of Retouchify and then touch it up a little bit.
And now you got him trying to get out the window.
Sitting on the ledge. That one's a little better because you got the, I mean, but it is pretty crazy how detailed it gets. I mean, dirt on the floor, you got food, you got a coffee mug, you got a podcast, you got computer screens everywhere. The only thing is those darn kids.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I want you to
kids
think
out.
about this. All right, we did say, I mean, how do you know she has clothes on? I guarantee you it will not post something without clothes on.
They say what?
I doubt it will put somebody in the picture without clothes on.
No. AI is like restricted in all of that, which is kind of cool, but yeah.
That's probably why it's not letting those kids be outside by themselves.
Oh, you know what? You just said that. So what was I doing the other day? Oh, I had a picture of my son, my 10-month-old, and I was doing a cartoon thing and it wouldn't let me because I said with a shirt off. Because he had his shirt on, it was just like he was showing his rolls, right? But it won't because it's like that child, what is the CPPC or whatever it is, Child Protection Act. So I think that has to do with, so that's probably why, where maybe they're just not letting the kids, let's just take them out.
They're not letting those unattended kids outside. That's why they keep putting them inside.
I don't know. We'll see what that does. See if that kicks the kids out. But regardless of the kids,
it's pretty vivid.
Yeah, I haven't seen, I mean, even just like the I guess the cyberpunk, to answer your question, Tim, I think that's these random callers. Wouldn't that be what you guys would say? Like that?
That's what I think it is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And
She
now
looks
she's not on the
angry to me
computer.
inside.
No, she's taking
Arba,
a
what
snack.
happened to you? Arba had a bad meeting or something. Sheesh.
I totally changed ethnicity and everything.
That meeting was so bad.
I know.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Let's just do this. Download this guy. There's probably an easier way to do that. And let's go to Retouchify.
And I'll let you know now that I'm gonna have to I have to drop off, but I didn't want to be mid.
Thank you for always chiming in. We appreciate it.
It's not chiming in, I'm learning.
There you go. Well, I'm learning too. I like when people are on the call that make me sharper. So answer your question, Russ, this is what you would want to use. Now, again, there's probably limits, so we'll have some fun. I've played around with this a little bit. Like for instance, I'll just show you this campfire picture. I Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
So I liked this. It wasn't bad. Forget what I was doing. I wanted this, but I didn't like these baskets and stuff and these like little tortilla looking things you put tortillas in. So I'm like, I want a grill. Like that's what I need. I need a grill. So I went in and first though I asked it to paint a picture or put a reflective right here. Please add highlights to the water in the pond. So it did this.
Oh,
So I
wow.
was like,
Pretty.
it's pretty cool. I mean, if you look at it, granted it's AI, but if you look at the people, they're not the exact same. So if you're like basing it on, I don't want them to change the people, this app may not be for you just yet. But if you're looking for just the overall aesthetics of the picture, it did pretty stinking good. I mean, the reflection is off of the water. The people are still in the same type of positions, but it did change them a little bit, and it does that each time. Add a small portable grill in the picture on one of those stones around the fire pit. Pretty stinking cool. There's a grill. So then I started getting a little fancy with it. Add someone fishing off in the distance with a fish jumping out of the water on a hook from the line the fisherman threw in. It did everything except this thing right here is the fish. I'm not buying it that, and I think the coals went bye-bye in the picture. So my smoke went out or something. But that's pretty cool. Especially for just another app that you're not paying for. I saw an app the other day on social media for $6.99 or $7.99 a month. All you would have gotten was Logo Beast. That's it. It was a logo maker. It was a logo maker. But this is Retouchify. So let's do that. Russ, if you
I
want to
wonder
go ahead,
what
Daryl.
would happen if you told it not to do not make any changes other than tell it what you want changed.
Well, let's just figure it out, Daryl.
Worth a try.
We're gonna put it in all caps. I'm yelling at it. What do you want to do?
Oh, remove the grill.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, this can take a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let that regenerate and let's add a picture. We'll add in. Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, it has taken a lot longer than anticipated, but I've got 24, 25, 2020, and 2021, I think, all transcribed of all the Dominator's calls. So I have 22 and 23 left. So then we'll be able to take all of that. Let's put it this way, 2024 was 692 pages of text from all of those calls. So it's going to be a several thousand page documents, but we'll be able to slice it and dice it. John wanted me to do that. So when he gets back, we can start making some other tools possibly from that using AI and some agents and all of that stuff. So more coming down the pipeline. But all right, so this is the picture. And let's say add in some kids peeking through the window. My goodness, what is wrong? I swear I wasn't drinking before I got on this call. What just happened? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. All right. Here's our campfire picture. Let's see if it did it yet. Oh, that's not good. I don't like that, Daryl.
No,
It
I
didn't like
agree.
me. It must be a very choleric personality, this large language model. It did not
That was
like
worth
me.
trying.
Did not like me putting that in all caps. So I would say probably understand that this would be stuff that doesn't matter, kind of where it goes. But if you just say to add or remove, I think you're good. Because that's all I did to these. You guys see my prompts. Just add or please add here. Maybe when you remove is when it does some stuff. Let's see if this was here. Because the goal would be, you get the picture, you retouch it. Russ, if you have your picture and you want to send it to me, we can play around with it. And then you can take that into, say, Vidco, Clipster. There was a few people that reached out about Clipster, by the way. So you guys should have received an email. If you signed up for Clipster, just for whatever reason, it was giving us hiccups. So John sent it out as the Vidco as Clipster. So you should have access to it. You should have received an email. It was probably at least a week and a half right before John left, I think, that came out. And it looks like this, so you guys know. We can get to that in a minute too. This is Vidco. This is what Clipster was. You can go up here for your credits. And I think I had already connected my Clipster account to those APIs. So I don't want to jump back and forth, but we can get to this. But this will be the goal, is to take, a picture and throw it into here. And then you have, a live photo. And you can take that live photo now back into Videogenesis if you wanted, for not just still images in a video. You could actually use some videos. So, all right, let me go back. There we go. Well, it's taking a little bit longer. These do take a little bit sometimes. Just refresh. I don't know if I like that cyberpunk or not. I think that's just not my style. Anybody else like that? Is that probably in certain scenarios that would be good? Delilah, I don't know if I can't see everybody. I don't know if Delilah's still in here, but isn't that the cyber-ish collars like that? Wasn't that what you were using for kind of the crypto girl? It looks like that. It's pretty cool. Maybe. I can't see if Delilah's on.
What was your
Well,
question? I didn't hear it. I was like, I was cooking in the kitchen.
so this cyberpunk, I said it's just, for me, it wasn't my style, but I know that like this kind of collar, maybe not, but this collar scheme was somewhat like you were using for your crypto girl, wasn't it? This here?
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's a
Is
nice
that
color scheme.
because we clicked on cyberpunk in
Uh-huh.
the prompt maestro. That was one of the options, and that's kind of what it was. So I was saying that would be good for somebody like yourself to use cyberpunk pictures. This reminds me of Gamma. Gamma has a lot of these kind of variations of collars here.
Yeah, Gamma has that one too. I use it for a lot of my presentations for class that I teach.
Yeah.
And I do like that color scheme. Which
Yeah.
did you actually prompt it to have that color, or did it automatically come up with that?
Yeah, so we were in Quantum on Prompt Maestro. So we went here, and this spit out a prompt that we took into Act Imager.
Oh,
And
Cyberpunk Dystopia, that's why.
yeah, so this I think it's the style. Yeah, cyberpunk here.
Hmm.
And I think that's what gives it that kind of rainbowish color. Then we went into Act Imager. We put the prompt in here, and this is kind of what came out.
Gotcha. I like those colors. I'm not sure if I like all the food on the desk though. It's not very motivating.
Well, Arba gave us quite the description. She wanted multiple computer screens. She wanted leftover food. She wanted a coffee mug. She wanted like dirt on the floor, a podcast mic. Yeah. And then kids
Great.
peeping through the window, but we had some fun with that. But yeah, I think that's the cyberpunk is what that is. So I'm glad we picked on it. At least we know what it is.
Yeah, that's a great one.
But then we're taking it back into Retouchify, and I just told it to add in some kids peeking through the window. So I don't know, because it doesn't have a window. I might have screwed us up here, Russ. But if you let's actually go to like let me get a decent picture here, or maybe one that I've done in Act. Well, there we go. Let's just do the one that we were talking about earlier. And let's change the sky color to orange hues. So these take a little bit longer. Brad, are you off your sales call? He must be still wheeling and dealing. I know we haven't, it's been a couple weeks or so since we talked regarding some of the updates with Acquisition Air, but one of those I'll go to, there we go. So for those that are still using Site AI or Search AI, so Search AI is sunsetted. Search 2.0 is the new search. I cleaned it up a little bit. They only have 2 tabs here now. So it used to be client and then agency and then white label agency. So once you click on the agency tab, we'll go through this real quick, but oh, maybe Brad will hear me as he's wheeling and dealing. But account setup, installing site code, and then I have a video for customers that's actually about 23 minutes long. I could go through and kind of slice and dice that, but here's the thing. If somebody doesn't watch that, they're probably going to be sending you a ticket, or they're going to be sending you a ticket and you're going to be reaching out to us to try to help them. So if they just watch the 23-minute video, you can 2 times it on there. I'm a pretty fast talker, so it goes through everything kind of start to finish as far as a client that they should have questions for. And then all of the videos regarding integrations, plugins, and then the keyword estimate tool video also. So for a client-facing dashboard, that's about all they would need. Obviously, they have access to the resources and stuff as well. I cleaned up this. The agency, I went in and dissected it. It looks somewhat similar. I have the client-facing videos in here. There's a client management tab in here. Here's where I'm going to be putting some of the new tech updates. So this was April 25th. This is just a real quick, and it kind of mimics now what the AA dashboard looks like. So on the left-hand side, you have site, search 2.0, B2B AI, and then you have administrator and client management, all that kind of stuff. So I've kind of mimicked that, put in the Stripe notice for agencies. This is for white label agencies only, so you don't have to worry about getting lost in all the other videos you don't even need to watch. This is for agencies. Site AI, Search 2.0. So just going down through, and then the integrations is the exact same as the clients because the integrations are fairly similar. And then here is those tutorial videos that you would know what your clients are seeing. So this is basically the same tab as what was in client. The resources I've put in there, just basic stuff regarding what's secondary search, what is Site AI, Search AI. I have Damien's path to cash for the Site AI feature. Best practices for keyword selection, email marketing, the prompt that Connie so loves. I love it. And then case studies, promo files, and then some agreements. And then we obviously have the live training. So if you haven't been on the AA site for a while, you're probably like, what's the big deal? It's cleaned up a lot. It still looks like there's a lot on there, but I hope Connie would vouch that it's cleaned up a lot and it makes a little bit more sense, hopefully. But any videos that we've done for training through any email sequences and all that stuff, if you guys know putting together updates, it is now squandered. So we have to go back through some of that and clean up that. So Brad, if you hear me, I hope you love me. I at least finally did it. Even though your videos and your client tutorials is probably way better, but it is updated, and hopefully I don't have to do it for a long time. So we should be good. Updates are still coming, but they shouldn't be too crazy. So let's anybody have any questions? Oh, gosh. Look at that. Orange hues. And then it messed up my word. So Retouchify might need a little Retouchify itself in some areas. But all the while still pretty cool. If I go back to just again some pictures that I've done, taking stuff and adding stuff was pretty cool. Anybody have any questions? I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute and see if anybody has anything. Anybody? Pam's out of here. No? Connie, did I miss anything?
I think
No?
you did great. This looks great.
Do it.
Yeah.
Any
I always learn something on your calls, Brady.
oh, thank you. Looks like
Got me
Vien
excited to play around with the tools some more. I go through phases where I'll play around with them and then I'll have something else I'm focusing on, but I'm really excited to go back and start playing around with them again.
yeah. Yeah, well, my goal is to once we launch through ClickBank and stuff, I'm wanting to spend some more time with some more in-depth training, kind of start to finish. I know with Quantum, it's been launched for a while, and it's been really just to kind of John's group and stuff. We really haven't done, a huge webinar and stuff like that. So it's been the driving force behind the Act Marketing Protocol. But I think now that both of them are in play, and when we're able to kind of get these launches and things and all this stuff out of the way, we can spend a little bit more time on, just like what Arbor talked about or Daryl, of like, hey, what do you need? And with new users and stuff coming on board, we'll be able to ask questions there as to like, hey, what else would be great to have for the $47? And without paying any more. So that'll be cool when we get some fresh blood asking questions and having suggestions and ideas and stuff as well. Daryl said, I use Quantum to build all the images on the website other than the attorney. Nice. Yeah, I use Act Imager for pretty much anything image. It's just so easy. You literally put it in now with Prompt Maestro. You don't have to think about the prompt you want. You put the prompt in, you put it into Act Imager, outspits a phenomenal image most cases. You you download it to your hard drive, you're in the program you're in, you click the program, click the picture, and voila, there it is. I mean, that video that I did for Toonster, the kind of promo video with Video Genesis. I mean, you talk about taking a video and putting it together quickly, whether it's a still image or a recording. I mean, the recording you could actually do, so we could do that real quick, is take the Retouchify. Let's go to this campfire pick. It's the one that kind of came out a little bit better than some. So I want to make sure I have this one. And let's go to Vidco and do an image to video. All right. Let me move this. I like this here. We're going to upload that picture. I'm going to move that out of the way. All right. You guys want to see how I operate? And I could use the prompt, but this is for a video. I don't know how much different that would be. The prompt maestro. No, I don't want that. I want the prompt. Oh, there we go. I'll take that into Vidco. I don't need this because it's already in there. Some of this stuff takes a little bit to generate. I'll do 6 seconds. And we'll wait. Yeah, one of these days we're gonna look back in a couple years and we go, you remember when we used to look at those screens in AI and they would do this all the time? It's gonna be like super fast in a couple years from now. Now it's like the AI takes so long to generate stuff. It's kind of like watching the hourglass years ago. We have fiber now.
1 second.
What's that?
Oh, sorry. I had a quick question on the
Yeah.
16:9 videos or images. You
Mhm.
can also prompt those to turn to video, correct? Like
Just stick,
like a short clip
are you talking about in here in Clipster Vidco?
in Quantum.
Okay. All right, so what program for here? Or
Yeah, in I think it's the Act Imager. If you make any
mhm.
image in 16 by 9, isn't there an option to make it a very short video? So
So
this one, when you click on the 3 dots
mhm.
in the image,
You need
does
something, honey?
I remember, I thought I saw one that showed a camera where you can make it a video. Maybe it's not an Act Imager, or maybe it's in one of the other Imager ones. But sometimes you'll see uh like a clip art of a video camera.
Yeah, I'm learning even seriously, like there's so much stuff in here for what it is. I don't know if I've done any heroes. That's a good question though. I don't know. I mean, I obviously know with Vidco Clipster that we're doing right now, you can make an image of video. But I don't know inside of Quantum.
Yeah, because I saw an option
It's probably not
and it
loaded.
was if you did one in 16 by 9, D 16 by 9.
Yeah, that's not in Logo Beast though, because Logo Beast doesn't have the frame size. I don't know if it's no ads. Ads not going to be it because that's already moving. Let's just do one real quick. So random. So 16 by 9.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens.
I couldn't remember which image app, but I remember seeing a camera.
Oh, you know what? I bet it's Video Genesis. No? Oh, that's
Try
crazy.
clicking on the 3.
Oh, there you go.
There it
Your
is. Yeah.
image
So
to
that
video.
image to video.
Oh, it says that's definitely John's writing. Super experimental. Let's see what happens. Thank you for bringing that. I didn't see this. I don't use Hero Image much. I'm not typically creating too many websites, but Hero Image is phenomenal too. Whenever I've seen John do some stuff, it's very similar to Act. I think if I'm not correct, if we're correct, I'm pretty sure it has the same guts, if you will, behind it as to what's generating it with Act as Act Imager. We got a lot of requests going on right now.
What's the main difference between both image apps?
So from a non-techie side, I believe that the hero images that's where, like with the tops of web pages and stuff, it's more of that picture for that. Anybody on here that wants to debunk that and give her more elaboration on that. But if you were to even just Google hero image, that's kind of what it is. It's within the ACT program too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, the hero image is typically what's at the top of web pages. Kind of what they first see. Roger, am I good on that? Does that make sense? Is that true? Man, it's taking a little while. Maybe it is experimental. Let's go. I don't know if I can
Yeah,
click
it says
out
up
of
to
this.
3 minutes.
Some of these take a little bit longer. I'll wait a few minutes because if I click out of here, it'll probably shut down. That's the Sotellus. Maybe. Delilah is out. All right. Maybe that's why it says experimental. It says may take up to 3 minutes, so probably hasn't been 3 minutes yet. Be patient, Brady. Be patient. Uh-oh.
Oh, they're running sideways.
Sideways horses. There you go. The sunset, everything but the horses looks really good.
Mhm.
Um,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah. I mean, in certain situations, you could probably put that in, and with writing and stuff on the page, your mind wouldn't even see that unless you pause the video and actually see, right?
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure that's probably why it's experimental too. But thank you for bringing that up. I wonder if I know that the Video Genesis now can use not just stills. So let's go back to where were we at? We've done so many things. Oh yeah, Vidco. Here we go. All right. Gallery. Really? Image to video. Where'd it go? Am I not seeing something? Well, this is an example of the one that I did the other day for that campfire. I wanted him to sit down with his fishing pole as a sixth visitor and interrupt the campfire. I don't know where that one went. I'm not sure why it's not in the gallery. It usually goes straight to the gallery here, and then it circles and it's loading. Let's try it again. Hmm. Here we go. Did it go this time? Come on. Huh. Well, I don't have a crazy amount of stuff. This is pretty much it for today. I just want to go through some of the new apps. Obviously have some fun with them. Oh, forgot one. Crap. The AI spokesperson. This is pretty cool. So this was where I was trying. Are you tired of anybody seen the baby app, like the AI babies out there that are like look like they're on
Yeah.
podcasts, and I think it's funny. They've got me hooked. I watch them because I'm like, this is funny. So I was trying to take a picture of my son, and that's when I was trying to prompt, and it said something like he had his shirt off, and it was like the baby rolls, right? So it was kind of cute, but it wouldn't let you do it because it said something about a child or a toddler or whatever with the shirt off. So I had to actually tweak it with a blue shirt on, and then it went. So it was good. Are you tired of generic gifts that don't capture the magic of your most cherished moments? Imagine a custom. So this is pretty cool. Um, let's create a new one. I'll just go through and show you real quick, and then it's basically like a spokesperson. So like having an AI spokesperson for your business. And John even said like you could do a TV scene where it's like an actual for us here in Ohio it's 10 TV, right? It's people like a news channel or whatever that would say like breaking, right? um but you can go and you can put in your own script, or you can actually have it generate a script for you. um so let's just I don't know, just to stay on point with last week. That was pretty stinking good. Product showcase, customer testimonial, social engagement. Let's do social media engagement. Personalized song business. But you can also load in your own. I think it's up to 240 words, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a pretty decent sized script if you need to. You can, there's several options as far as voiceovers and avatars. You can actually clone your own voice using this too, which is what I did. That's pretty cool. Ever dreamed of a song that captures your unique story? I'm here to tell you it's possible. Hi, I'm Alex with Custom Tunes, and I create personalized songs just for you. Sometimes popular music doesn't speak the way you feel. There you go. So 1 minute and 13 seconds. Continue to voiceover. You can click one of these, or like I've already created mine. So you go in here and you hit manage your clone, your voice clone, and then it'll actually have you say some things for, I don't know how many seconds it was, and then it'll record your voice. So this was mine.
This is a sample of my cloned voice. How does it sound?
Pretty crazy. Test with your script. Maybe.
Have you ever dreamed of a song that captures your unique story? I'm here to tell you it's possible. Hi, I'm Alex from Custom Tunes, and I
Not bad. Sounds pretty similar. Maybe not spot on to my voice, but if you don't know me, you wouldn't know any different. And then it gives you options to, oh, get out of here, camera. All right. You can choose one that they actually have. So I might choose one of these just to have some fun. You can choose landscape or portrait, depending on what video, if it's a reel or a short, or maybe a cover, whatever it is. You can upload one where you can actually drag in a photo, which is kind of what I did. Or you can actually generate one. And this was pretty cool. So what I did, I added a picture, and it would actually just use like my actual face. It wasn't really avatarish. It was really like using my face and what I was wearing and everything. Or you could do this. You could go in and go into like ChatGPT, load a picture of yourself. Some people are for or against that. My information's out there. My goodness, I'm not too worried about it. But if I go into ChatGPT and I load a picture of whatever avatar I'm looking to create, and I say, describe this picture, facial features, body, clothing, all of that, and it will describe everything. And then that's what I did, and I put in that description here. But just for the sake of example, let's use the fox one. Continue to generate. We're going to generate the spokesperson. Again, this takes a little bit of time. I don't know if I click out of this. I think it doesn't keep going, so I'm not going to. Hopefully it won't take too long. But the one that I created, I put it in the chat and I had it describe the picture, and it was me with a shirt on the front that said fight. It was a black shirt. And then behind me was my garage, and behind me was a weight set. And then behind that on the wall, I'm a hunter, so there was 2 or 3 deer on the wall. And it literally in the picture, as you'll see when I'm done and go back to the ones that I've created, it actually has me standing, has a fight on the shirt, black shirt, and then it has me standing. You can kind of see some weights in the picture, as well as like a blurry, you can kind of see some deer in the background, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, taking a picture, having to describe it, and then throwing that description into the avatar and have the avatar spit out and that be your avatar. So again, I just think like what we said earlier, Arbor was talking about, kind of getting writer's block with writing recommendations on Alignable or whoever you're writing recommendations for customers or clients or people you want to partner with. Like it's a real thing. Like AI has brought more challenges with what it's helped us do. And that's like now that you can think about more or do more, like you hit a roadblock again and you're just like, I gotta. So whatever you can imagine, you can probably create with AI. I don't know for anybody else that's on here. Has anybody done anything or heard anything or whatever, I guess, messed around with Manus? Anybody? Anybody heard of Manus AI? No?
Yes,
That
I've heard of Manus.
it is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
In a lot of ways, it somewhat makes chat and some of those look a little bit toddlerish as to what it's doing.
yeah, it's huge. It has a huge waiting list, but we were able to get on and you can see everything it's thinking, what it's doing
Right.
to get
Yeah,
to
I was
your,
playing around with it the other day. The only thing, you be you, I'll be me. The only thing I don't like about it, and I'm sure there's a lot of other products, but even like TikTok, I'm not a big fan of TikTok just for the fact that it's like a spyglass for China. So I don't know what they have on Manus, but It is a China AI, and I'm sure there's other companies that I'm using right now. I mean, CapCut is ByteDance, so there we go. It's everywhere, but it is pretty crazy. Manus is pretty intense with what you want to do without knowing any code or prompt engineering experience or whatever. I didn't see who that was that spoke up. Who was that? I'm on the.
That's Dora.
Okay, Dora. What did you do with Manus? Anything?
I actually had it create a comprehensive assessment to help someone develop their purpose or their niche if they don't know what they want to do. So
Okay.
it used other websites. It asked critical questions, and it was extremely comprehensive. So much
Yeah.
so that I'm going to have to kind of cut it down a little bit and make it more concise.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, I'd heard of it, but I didn't really, you know, take much action or do much with it. And I finally the other day I was playing around with it and I was like, whoa, this is pretty intense. Some of the videos that they show too are pretty cool. All right,
Uh,
well, here's Fox. Let's see what Fox has to say. See if it's
Have you ever dreamed of a song that captures your unique story? I'm here to tell you it's possible. Hi, I'm Alex from Custom Tunes, and I create personalized songs just for you. Sometimes popular music doesn't speak the way you feel. Your memories, your moments, and your special milestones deserve a tune that's entirely your own. How does it work? It's simple. You share your story, your feelings, and those little details that make you, well, you. I listen carefully and turn your words into a melody filled with heart and soul. Every note is crafted with care. I ensure your personality shines through in every lyric. Whether it's a birthday anniversary or a gift for someone special, a custom song is a truly unforgettable experience. Ready to make your moment even more memorable? Then don't wait. Visit Custom Tunes.
that's pretty foxy, isn't it, Connie? Oh man. I don't understand it. Like I said, I was hooked watching some of those baby videos and stuff, but like it's all about attention, right? So, if you're looking to get your content out there and stuff, some of these funky videos like stop people in their tracks. And I don't understand it, but it definitely does psychologically. It makes you stop and go, that's kind of funny. Do you have something to say, Connie? You came off mute. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you with the baby videos. I always stop. There was one that had like Judge Judy as a baby, and then her. I was just cracking up. So yeah, they are entertaining for sure.
Yeah. But if you're on a serious note and you really want to make like a serious video or something, you can obviously do that. Just like other programs and stuff. I mean, there's a little bit that the AI needs to catch up with video, and like you guys have seen, John put out some of those that clone of him. I mean, he's had to tweak that on his own, and he's a marketing genius, right? So he's had to tweak it to get it to where it really is, so that the body doesn't move too much and it's going with the mouth and the head and all that stuff. So he's had to put a couple different things together. But you just want to throw some content out there. There's some stuff out there, including this, that can get the job done. But if you go back, I'll show you that picture. So
Gift giving, as you know.
oh, stop. So that has the fight logo, and this is the description. I mean, it's obviously not me, but for the avatar, for chat not knowing other than the picture, it made a description of the picture. And then this is the prompt that it spit out based on the picture that I uploaded to chat. And the crazy part is I have Galatians 6:9 on my bracelet, and it picked that up in the picture and put that on there. Well, then it tried to kind of do something similar here in that thing. So I was kind of blown away at like the details of the avatar if you use it that way. But this one is a little bit
Gift giving, as you know it, is
bit delayed.
officially over. If you're still handing out gift cards, mugs, or last minute Amazon buys, you're missing the greatest connection moment of your life. Because right now, a revolutionary way to celebrate life's most meaningful moments is exploding across the country.
That's why I think if you use something like this too, I mean, even something like the Fox and stuff, as maybe silly as it is, the goal was to get attention and have people stop and watch it. If something like that's a teeny bit off or maybe looks out of place, people don't care because it's something that's not technically a human, so it doesn't replicate maybe the human to 100% degree. And I think again the AI is going to catch up, and we're going to continue to work with quantum and make it just as good as anything else out there. But that's AI spokesperson. So 3 new apps. I will Arba left, but I'll get with John on an alignable recommendation. She's supposed to send me something, and then Daryl as far as the social profiles for the recommendations. That's something that might take a little bit more technical expertise. And if John sees a viable product there that we can put together, then I'll bend his ear a little bit. But other than that, that's all I had today. Those 3 apps and going through Acquisition Air. Brad, are you there, Mr. Brunel? Still not. He's just muted. Well,
Can I ask a quick question, Brady?
yeah.
So I was just curious. So on this, because I'm learning from you, because I don't play around with quantum like you do, but so on this here with this avatar and the body language, was that part of your prompt? Because I'm wondering if that was intentional, because that body language in this picture kind of feels like resistant versus like sometimes you have like other body language that would have more.
So this is the picture that I sent to chat. I'm just gonna put something in here real quick just to the picture that you saw here. This was it. So it's a very stern look. And it's a fight shirt. So if you go back and you look at the prompt, I could have tweaked it, but I'm sure it probably says like
So kind of more stern body language then.
Yeah.
Kind of like you were saying, like a stern. Okay, so that's interesting. So it is,
Yep.
kind of
Yeah, gym
sensing.
workout machine reinforces his rugged, no-nonsense style. His posture is upright and square with his hands relaxed at his side, projecting strength and readiness. So, it folded my hands. But I think it's because it's like it had the gym in the background. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it took me as a tough guy, I guess. I'm more of a teddy bear, but I do like to work out, but I'm not a tough guy. But the first one, if I showed you the first one, you were like, what'd you prompt it? It looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Because these things were like twice the size. And I'm like, that is not me. I don't know if I'd even want muscles that big, to be honest. I couldn't even walk through the door.
Gotcha. Well, that's interesting. So yeah, so it's learning, it's making kind of decisions based on the prompt. So
yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, the prompt came from me just loading a picture into chat and saying pretty much, explain, explain this photo in great detail with body language and facial features and posture and background and so everything is covered, and it spit out, all that. If I had the time, it would bore you to death trying to find it in the chat that I was using. But this is basically what it spit out here, is all of this based on that photo. So that's what it was prompted to do. Yeah, I could have went through and kind of tweaked this to maybe sound a little bit more light or, whatever, but I guess it made me really stern and unhappy. So that's all good.
Are you tired of generic gifts that don't capture the magic of your most cherished moments?
100% on point.
Imagine a custom song that tells your unique story. The laughter, the tears, the warmth of every memory.
I think this is cool. So I'm actually getting ready. I'm going to use this with Instant Anthem to throw something out there regarding the personalized song business, just to have some fun, see what kind of responses I get from it. But that's all I got. 340. Carlo, I haven't seen you on here. Is this your first time?
Yes, actually, I was just attending because Michelle couldn't attend on the call because she was busy.
Okay. Michelle
Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, welcome. If you're here again. Did you learn anything?
Yeah, I learned a lot. But basically, I'm just really exploring everything that is AI, including automation. So yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well,
I had a
quantum is
question.
Yeah, Dora.
Oh no. Well, I had a question regarding the lip movements. I see on some of the babies and other the lip movements are very specific and precise, and then some other ones are a little blurry. Sometimes the teeth go away and then come back. What attributes to that?
Well, there's multiple, I don't want to say multiple variations, but depends on sometimes the different programs. Like, I think you were the first week was last week. So like in the weeks prior, John has, if you get a random email and it looks like John, he's got it really tuned in, but some people just use like one single program and it's not tuned in very well. Like the prompting isn't as in depth of making sure it does certain things or doesn't do certain things. Like with the Act Imager, for instance, that's just a still image creator on in Quantum. If you ever have one do this, please send it to me. But I've never had a picture like you see with some AI out there that has like, an extra finger coming out the side here or, an arm that's kind of doing this. Now, there is some things that it may do that's a little bit funky, but very rarely it's been prompted by John because of the GPT that he's created to make sure that when pictures are created that it refines it based on that prompt. So it is the prompting behind it as well as there's certain there's certain softwares out there that you can link it to for the video generation that this one may be really good with body movement. Like I forget with the example John did about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he did one kind of clone of himself and the words were doing well with the lips, but the body was like it was kind of like doing this a lot. It was kind of like he had an itch or something and he could keep still. But then he tweaked it and used another program that helped more with the body not moving and kind of working with the mouth and the head and stuff. So it's again maybe a couple different products working with that. This company or this product over here is good with lip syncing, and this product over here is good with body movements and natural flow of things with the hands or whatever. Like sometimes you'll see AI things kind of do this or they don't really know it's just stuff going on, right? So I'm not the technical expertise, but that's kind of a high level of how I've kind of seen it or heard it, from John as to kind of how he's had to tweak some things. I honestly think Dora in the next 6 months or less, maybe longer, a lot of this is going to be the past. Stuff's going to be so timely and so cheap. The way that AI is just accelerating, that we're going to have programs that you're going to be able to link anything like that to. I just think there's some other programs out there that they've really dialed it in versus maybe another company is doing so much, all this stuff that they can do. And that one thing that you maybe are trying to use the product with like the video editing or like the clips that we're talking about, just doesn't, it's not as buttoned up as much. It's not as prompted in that area. So
Okay.
we're going to continue to button up some things with Quantum, but there's a lot of tools in Quantum that are very stellar, in my opinion, compared to a lot of other products. And you get them all in one bundle. So,
Okay. So if I want to do the spokesperson now and put out something, is there something I need to use to place the video into a software to get the lip synced up?
that is a really good question. I don't know that I would be the one to answer that. I do know that John speaks very highly of 11 Labs being very good with the voice and body and stuff clones. Um, there's another one like HeyGen. I think HeyGen is what he started with, and then it was kind of the body was moving a little bit too much, and then I think he either mixed in 11 Labs to do something with it, or he strictly only used 11 Labs. Those are two of probably the two top five, if not top two, out there for clones to be able to do. As far as the spokesperson, being able to, embed it into a website or whatever. I mean, that's just as simple as your download, just like an actual video or picture. But as far as tweaking it, that's a good question. I don't know that you can. I'm assuming you would be able to take a video and put it into something like 11 Labs. If anybody else knows this answer, because I am not up to par on the clone stuff yet. I'm getting there. I'm trying to dive into some stuff and learn alongside John. But I don't know if I know that answer to that question yet, Dora. If you can take like an existing video, throw it into 11 Labs or throw it into HeyGen or whatever programs out there that might be a little bit better and maybe clean it up a little bit. Is that kind of what you're asking? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's a good question. If you don't mind, send me an email, and the best I can do right now is forward an email. That way, when John gets back, I can go back through my emails and say, "Hey, here's all the stuff that we wanted to talk to you about over the last couple of weeks." We've communicated several times, but I don't like to bug him when he's overseas and doing his thing. So,
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
definitely something we can talk about. And I think that here's what I know how John operates. I think with him doing what he's doing with that, eventually he's either going to launch a product that's similar and create something that we can use, or he's gonna teach how he does it. John's not one that keeps to himself. I mean, he's trying to help everybody that he can. So if it's something that he's able to use and possibly even use to sell things or clone himself or whatever, that's going to be a very viable product to people that want to know how he did that. So once he gets it dialed in, he's not one to put out a product that's just junk either. So if you know John, and 2 weeks, you're not going to really know who John is or what he's about. But he's for the people. His heart's small business and entrepreneurs. But he wants to make sure that he tweaks it and gets it down before it's put out there. Now there's something to be said about having a product that's deliverable and it works, and get it out there so people can use it and then refine it too. We've done that too also. So, but I'll, if you want to send me an email, it's just Brady at Internet Dominators, and I can forward that along with some of the stuff that, a couple other people on the call today asked about.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Anytime. Have you had any other, go arounds with Quantum and some things you've done with Quantum?
I am checking it out. I still have we communicated via email with the reset password, so I still have some trouble. I can't get in there. I can't log in.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm.
If you email Connie's way better at that than I am. I sometimes get confused. She can do it in her sleep. But we can get you in for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? We'll wrap it up, and the man, the myth will be back in the chair next week. So we should be at the same time, and we'll be using the original link, the weekly link that was before I did last week and this week. So all is good. We'll be good next week and have it all ready to go. So I'm sure John's got some exciting stuff to share. I know he has not just spent time in Poland. I know he's been cooking up some stuff behind the scenes too. I just know him too well. So I'm excited to see what he has to share for next week, and we'll go from there. So if you might have any questions, we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Great job.
Thank you. We'll see you guys.